Today I'll be building 3 LEGO Star Wars MOCs, but there's a twist. These aren't going to be normal MOCs. They're going to progressively get smaller and smaller till we get to the smallest of them all, the 4x4 plate. Now the first MOC I will be creating is on a 16x16 plate. This is definitely not the one I'll be using, as this one is like almost destroyed. Now for this MOC I decided to do clone trenches. I wanted to focus more on the ground elements because we don't have as much space as you usually would with a MOC. I created this land foundation. It was supposed to be Naboo, and I think it worked well as it's pretty bright. I then started adding the trenches, and then I ran out of pieces. So instead of trenches, I created a catacomb system, which I think actually works a lot better with some of the clones that I added later. I then finished it off with some textured pieces on the top, and then started working on the ground. I added a couple of trees which don't really mesh well with the rest of the build because their colors are off, but this is the color of leaf piece I had the most with, so it'll have to work. Now for this MOC, I wanted to create the story that part of the trench or the catacomb had decomposed away, and that allows for a battle to take place between the clones and the droids. Some of my favorite details in this MOC include the doors. I think they look super cool, and also how there's just random clones popping out everywhere. So that MOC turned out pretty good. But now it is time to downsize. Next up, we have the 8x16. Now this is exactly half of the one we just did, which is going to make things a lot more difficult. So for this MOC, I was thinking immediately Tatooine, so I created this sand foundation. I also added R2-D2 to go through the sand, as this is Tatooine in the beginning of A New Hope. I also was thinking I could have an Imperial outpost to kind of break up the sand. I tried to make the sand near the outpost look as natural as possible. For example, when I put the top of the outpost on, I added some sand details on top. Additionally, I added these connector railing pieces. Some of them had very interesting interactions with the sand. It was also a great way to practice my railings, and some of these railings look pretty strange, but they serve their purpose. Now in this scene, I have a stormtrooper pulling an alarm box because they see R2-D2, and this obviously didn't happen in that film because if it had, that would have been a lot shorter of a movie. But overall, I think this MOC turned out really well and tells a pretty good story for how small it is. But now it is time to take on the final challenge, the 4x4. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I'm going to do. So for this MOC, I was thinking we could build up very high vertically because we have no space. On the ground layer, I added this stone base with this little water pool in the center. I then included the base of a pipe system flowing down. I then started working on the next layer up, which also had a pipe system. I'm hoping to keep this pipe system for the entire MOC as my theme. In the next layer, I added this separatist base. There's also a clone that is sabotaging the water pipe system. He is turning it off, and you can see there's some water dripping on the floor. That's my favorite detail. And this is leading to the fire in the generator. And that is the completed MOC. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 3 MOCs I created in this video. Comment down below which one was your favorite, and I will see you in the next one.